Darkling Forts are one of the biggest sources of rewards for any player in Call of Dragons, and there is a trick in which you can gain all of the rewards for yourself by killing it by yourself. Hey everyone, I'm Zoras Not Casuals, and today I'm gonna talk about the Solo Darkling Fort trick that is being done quite a lot on many servers these days. Now, it's quite simple. Basically, when you are doing a Darkling Fort, you need to rally. You do not have a choice. Then when you rally, you will obviously have to wait for other players to join. If no one else joins, it will look like this. No one joined the rally, no one joined the rally, and you will not be able to complete the rally. Now, in a situation where someone does join the rally, you will then split the rewards accordingly to the amount of damage that you dealt with the other players. As you can see here, for example, someone joined my rally, there was 2 of us, and we basically did 50%-ish of the damage each, and we received similar rewards each. Now, there is a way for you to get 100% of the reward, as you can see here. Now, this is done by kicking a player that joins your rally out of the rally as it has just launched before you hit the target. So the way it works, as you can see, I'm launching a rally and you can see someone is joining me. Now, if I go in this page and I look at my rally, you see here a little arrow that basically kicks the player out. Now, you need to wait until the rally is fully mobilized and basically is just leaving the city. As it walks from here to here, or obviously wherever the rally is the time in which you have to kick this army out. And then you will just fight the rally by yourself and you will get all of the rewards. Now, this does not work on level 6 or higher for players that are not T5. So for example, I'm at 20 million power, and if I do a T6 by myself, my army loses and dies. Obviously, this will change as we get stronger, but this obviously is not going to be a problem for T5 players, but for any free-to-play or low spender and even some medium spenders, this will not always work and will not be worth it on level 6. But for level 5 and lower, it works perfectly fine. Now let's go over the rewards and actually, is it worth it to do all this extra work? So I'll give you my opinion as of now. Of course, if you are able to do it successfully and over, it is worth it. You do gain more reward for the same amount of CP. Now, if you compare this to a game like Rise of Kingdom, or if you just talk about this game in general, I think it is a lot of trouble for a very little amount of reward. When I log into Call of Dragons, I don't play for 10 hours in a row. I log in every few hours and I play for a few minutes. Of course, unless there's war. So I'll be sending, I'll go online, I'll do all my little red dots and I'll open this and I'll see, oh, look, there's a few rally. Let me send some armies, and I'll do that. I'll send some armies and I'll log off afterwards. Now this one's a little bit far away, but just to give you an idea of kind of like how I would do it. And then see, I've sent a few armies and rallies. I'm going to get some rewards and I do my other stuff and then I log off, right? That's kind of how you play these games. Now, see, the thing here that is kind of awkward is that if you are going to be solo rallies, it simply just won't work. You will be kicked out. Your armies will have done nothing. You'll have wasted your time. And then you log on a few hours later, you just realize, oh, look, I haven't done any rallies. And it's kind of like I wasted my time. I could have been gathering instead. So I find this whole solo rally meta a bit of a waste. And I find it very counterintuitive to the way this game works. And I do hope that eventually it changes and they make it so that it's not rewarding to kick other players, or like in the Rise of Kingdom where you cannot do it without another player. And if you kick them out, I think the rally cancels, something like that, or you just can't kick them out once the rally has launched. So in my opinion, it's a little bit too much to do solo rallies all the time. It's just kind of counterintuitive and it makes you and everyone who joins it waste time. Now, if you are able to get some friends and do it over and over, and you guys are going to be playing for many hours in a row, and you join each other's rally and kick each other out, sure, it is very worth it. But if you're just trying to log on once in a while and you get kicked out of every rally and you just really end up doing nothing and wasting your time, I find this a very stupid thing to do. So it is really going to be depending on the way you want to play. But in general, I much prefer when people all do rallies and everybody joins rallies. Especially when you're at a point where everybody has maxed out heroes at level 50, you don't really need the XP anymore, so your CP is kind of just useless other than getting XP for your artifacts. So you will want to spend it on forts. And if you just do kicking each other out of rally at a time, it will take you a long time to go through all your CP bar every day. as opposed to just logging in, joining 4 or 5 rallies, logging in an hour later, joining 4 or 5 rallies. this is how it should do. You will end up with way many more rallies completed by the end of the day if you do it like that than if everybody's doing a solo rally, because people just simply don't have the time to focus on solo rallies all the time, kicking each other's march out and all that stuff. It's a lot of time to be spent in front of the game, which most people don't have time for. Now, that being said, is it worth it? Of course. So let's compare the rewards. I'm going to go with the Darkling level 5 because that is what most people are going to be seeing and doing for a long time. And it is the highest level of fort you can have in Season 1. So I'm in Season 1 Plus, which means that we have a little bit higher. Now, let's look at this. So for 100%, I got 70 of these manuals. Now, if you look at any other 15%, I got 35, 29%, 42, 23%, 42, 48%, 49. So, you know, 40,000 XP, 49,000 XP, 35,000 XP. Obviously, the XP is much better, almost double for doing a solo rally. Now, the XP is the one thing I absolutely do not need from solo rallies or any rallies whatsoever, because all my heroes are now level 50 and we are in zone 2. So you reach a point where you unlock level 5 forts, but by that point you don't really need the XP anymore, because when you unlock them, it's to a point where you've already leveled up your heroes if you've been active since the beginning. So the reward is better, but completely useless for 95% of players at this point in the game. So, you know, that is really something that doesn't really count to me. Now, let's compare the resources. So for 23% of the damage here, I got 44 of these. For 100, I got 50. 15 here, I got 42. So the difference is very, very small, and these are 3,000 each. It's really nothing. You gather hundreds of thousands at a time when you go into resource nodes are level 5, 6, 7, and higher. So again, of course, it's higher. You know, 44, 44, 46. Here it's 50. It's barely any higher. It is higher, but it's really not much higher. Again, not amazing. Now, here is where you really get more reward. This is XP for your artifacts. So it goes from 14, 14, 16, here, 12 here, obviously 16 here. So these are all like 50%. Some of them are lower. Between a 60% here, 50% here, 15%, you know, the difference is not massive. Again, here, 23. So this is a significant one. And this is one of those that I actually do need still because I haven't maxed all my artifacts. So level 60, of course. So this is so far the only real valuable thing you get from doing a solo rally. Now, the other two rewards are going to be building speed ups and treaties. Now, of course, in my 100%, I got maximum treaties, which is a 5. I think it can go a bit higher, but if you click on a fort, basically kind of tells you the maximum. So a level 6 can go up to 10. You can see here. So a level 5 gives you 5. So of course, you know, you get the maximum amount of this. I don't know if it's every time because I haven't done so many 100% rallies. But it is something that, of course, seems to be pretty good if you can get this, because these are worth 10 gems each. So, you know, you're getting a certain amount of gems from that for free. But if you look at my 49%, I got 4. My 33%, I got 3. I got another here, 1. And I got another one here, 50%, 1. So 50%, 11%, they both gave me 1. So from what I've gathered and talked with others, the amount of treaties you get from the rallies does not really matter on the damage you do. It's kind of just a random chance. You have a chance of getting 1, 2, 2, 5, basically. So the percentage of completion, obviously, I think it gives you higher chance of getting more. So, of course, it is worth it. If you consistently get more by doing 100%, it will be worth doing. But as you can see, I'm getting 3, 3, and 1 here. I have less percentage here than here, and I'm getting more. So it seems to be very random, a little bit too random for it to be something you can rely on consistently. I've never gotten a 5 except with my 100% though, but I've gotten quite a few 4s with way lower percentages. So all in all, not impressive and not worth it enough for me to be, this is what I need to be doing with all my time and spending hours doing this. Again, other rewards you can get are also keys. Keys also seem to be random. My 100% gave me absolutely nothing, no keys, but my 29 and 23 gave me 2 keys, and then 48 gave me nothing. So this is another reward that has nothing to do with the completion and is not going to be something that you want to really work for just for that, because obviously, as you can see here, I'm sure the level 10 war spoils will eventually give more rewards if you do it hundreds of times, but I will get way more rallies done by joining many rallies than by doing solo forts over and over for hours at a time. So all in all, again, another point that makes me believe it's not that worth it to do so. The last thing is going to be speed ups. And as you can see, I got 5 speed ups of 5 minutes. So 25 minutes of speed up. And all my other ones are giving me like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So of course you seem to be getting a little bit higher speed ups, but you know, from 4 to 5 is not a massive increase. So once again, we're kind of like coming to the conclusion that while yes, the Darkling Forts being soloed do give you more rewards, it is not really such a substantial amount that is so massive. For me to be doing these rewards and these rallies solo all the time, I will basically be needing to be in here and then find rallies, rally, wait for people to join, kick them, find another rally, kick them, right? You know, and it's gonna take me, you know, multiple minutes every time I'm doing this. And if I have to log off, I won't be able to do this. As opposed to if I could come here, join 5 rallies and log off, I would be getting way more rewards for my CP if obviously I had CP to spend. Now, if you don't have a lot of CP and you're just kind of like doing it every time your CP regenerates, sure. It's not a bad thing to do. It just is something that is more trouble than it's worth, in my opinion. One thing I must say though is that once you are able to solo level 6 Darkling Forts as opposed to Darkling 5, the rewards do get significantly higher, you know, 90 instead of 70. Here is 23, here is 30, 10 beacon instead of 5, and then obviously the rest is the chance of getting keys and medals. So obviously if you are able to solo level 6 and you are able to get 10 treaties every time instead of 5, it will be something that is much more worth it. But as I said, an account like mine who has spent a decent amount and who has also obviously a level high heroes like level 50 backsheet Emerus, I could probably do it in my mages, maybe I could, but as you can see, you know, with one march by soloing myself, I couldn't do it. I failed the Darkling Fort, and I am obviously much stronger than any free-to-play players will ever be, as well as most low spenders. So it is going to be a thing that will eventually become more worth it as the higher level forts become available and if you're able to solo them. But all in all, I end up not doing a lot of rallies. As you can see, no people join rallies all the time either, because, you know, everybody's trying to do solo and all that kind of stuff, and no one's always online. So if you just simply do rallies all the time with your CP, I have a lot of CP right now that I need to spend. I can basically go and give myself a ton of CP here, but there just isn't any rallies happening. So I'm just ending up not doing them because people are just kicking me out all the time trying to do the forts. So it's just, in my opinion, I would say it's much better to do level 5 with like 2 of you, so you always get level 50% basically, which are very close. You know, from the 50% to the 100%, there really isn't that much of a difference. 46 to 50, 16 to 23, 4 to 5, 4 to 5. XP, completely useless, no need. So it's obviously just my opinion, but I don't think it's worth it to focus so hard on doing these 100%. If you have obviously any feedback or questions or suggestions about rallies and CP spend and all kind of stuff, if you want to share some of your rewards and you think it's so much better, or level 6 solos, I'm happy to look at it. Make sure to send them to me in game or in the comments if you have screenshots or reports to share, as well as ask any questions below this video. I'm happy to chat with you about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next video.